It's a client-driven job, it's a relationship-driven job to where we need to understand what our client is expecting and what they're wanting and then steer them in that direction.
You know, even if you're a company or a single inventor that maybe you don't produce patentable products, IP is still very important for any company.
Being in Iowa in the heartland, we have a lot of agricultural clients, ag tech, whatever you want to call that industry. It's agricultural manufacturers from international corporations down to still some garage inventors and some startups, branching out more into some research institutions on audiology and neurology type based research, which is fascinating to learn, and then everything in between.
Another joy is the Luke has a client. It started with a single inventor farmer, and now is a world leader in the ag community. And to see that grow, to work on that, that's another joy that we were able to have.
The more ubiquitous use of computers and more handhelds, I think, is being able to control things from that perspective. From the technology side, that's being big, is everyone wants to be able to see what's going on even when they're not on location, on site. And that's probably been the biggest area of change in the law as well, is figuring out what is patentable versus what is not.
Right, and these two lawyers, software initially was patentable, and then the court system kind of whittled it down. I'd say half of the inventions we see are software related. It's created a huge issue for our clients as to how do I protect software related inventions.
I do feel like that's one of the bigger questions I get from sole inventors.
Yep.
Is I came up with this app, how can I protect it? And so that's been really interesting, because
Yep.
patent protection is a hard one to get. It's a really hard one. So then it's just introducing, maybe a copyright protection, always probably copyright protection, and then just looking what's your business doing, and is there a trademark option? Maybe it's a trade secret. I don't, just like really looking into what they're doing.
A lot of us do have at least some experience in the industry. You have probably the most of any of us actually being out in the field, but even just jobs in college, internships that we have had I've had some in manufacturing. I know you mentioned that you had a real world experience, and I know others have. Mark, I think you have had some even, and just to get that perspective where it's not just school attorney. Right. It's you can put yourself in their shoes and to be able to understand a little bit better of what's going on.
Because thinking back to when I was in the industry and having a chance to review like a patent application, and even though I knew what the technology was, I didn't understand at all what was in that patent application, because it's crafted in a way that's unique to a patent application, and it has legal terms. And so I do think it's helpful to have someone who can translate, I guess might be the right word. Like, this is why it's crafted this way, this is what this means, we use this language for this purpose.
I've found over the years that it's better if you're at their facilities, you can actually get a better feel for what they're working on, what they're doing. And so you can't get that with sitting across the table always and, okay, tell me about it. It's, show me, let's look at it together. And there's a lot of times where you're able to look at what they're doing and say, have you ever thought about, I noticed this was unique over here, what's going on there? And being able to ask those follow-up questions that you just don't get when someone's just right in front of you at the office. Have you noticed products that you've worked on the patents out in the industry yet? Because I thought that was a big thing for me. The first time I saw something either advertised or offered for sale or just marketed patent pending or patented, it's like, oh my gosh, I had a hand in that. Or just, you start noticing things. Everything I look at now, I look and see if it's got a patent or, patent number on it. So, it's something that becomes a part of you. Have you guys noticed that yet?
So I was eating at a restaurant, and there was like a little lighting apparatus around like the pole in the middle of the table, and it was like something that it looked very similar to something that we had worked on. So yeah, it was kind of cool.
I think I have a framed magazine at home. One of the first things I worked on was a duck call for a client, and it was a way to make it easier. And so my father-in-law went out, he's a duck hunter, and he found a magazine. It was a 2-page ad with this duck call on, and it said patent pending. So for Christmas that year, he framed it. And so that was the very first patent application that I ever worked on at the firm. You know, what's neat about the Mechanical Electric Group is a lot of times we deal with products, right, that get sold, that get advertised. And so it's a better chance of seeing that real world application of what we're working on.